Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to look at Happy City, published by Game Right Games. This game plays between 2 to 5 players. In Happy City, you're going to be the mayor of a mini metropolis, and you're going to try to build the best city. You're going to try to have the most citizens and the most happy citizens. Let's go ahead down to the table here, and I'll give you a general overview of how the game plays, and then we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so we're going to look at Happy City. It's a pretty simple game, so we're going to go over setup to start. Now, we're not going to go over expert mode, but if you're not playing with the expert mode, you're going to take these expert bonus buildings and put them off to the side, and you'll just use these bonus buildings here. Now, you'll actually place out 2 more of these buildings than the player. So if we're playing for a 5-player count game, you're going to put out 7. Now, these green buildings, you're going to stack them with their matching ones. There's 3 different buildings in here, and you're going to have 1 less than the player count. So if we're playing with 5, there's 4, and you have your high-rise house and apartment complex. You're going to then hand out a happy market to each player, and whoever's first gets this little first card right here to remember who's first. What you're going to do next is you'll give each player 2 of these coins, and players are going to take their turns. Gameplay is going to keep on going until someone has had their 10th building. And once they have had their 10th building, gameplay will go till it gets to the last player, and then the game will end. That way it'll ensure that everyone has enough turns. Now, on your turn, you can decide to discard one of the buildings that are out here. Right now there's none, but if there was, you could discard one of them. And then you have to reveal 3 buildings. And you can pick them from any stack you want, and you can do them all from one if you want or whatever. And again, these little stacks here that you separated out at the beginning of the game show how much these buildings cost. So at the beginning of the game, you might be like, well, I want to put out 3 of these blue ones because they're decent priced for me because I have these coins. Oh, I did forget you all, right before your turn starts, you do income. And you'll just take this little number that's on the bottom left-hand corner, add them all up and get that. So your first turn, you only have the happy market, so you'll get 1 coin. Additionally, I will point out if you're playing the expert mode, you would just flip it over and you get a bonus there too. And that matters for these guys in a second that I'll explain. The next thing you can do on your turn is you can purchase a face-up building, purchase one of these residential buildings, or pick up a bonus card, which is optional. In order to pick up these bonus cards, which you will only ever get 1 in the game, so you want to make sure you're careful of which one you pick up, you will need to meet the criteria on here. In this case, you'll need to have 2 blue buildings. In this case, you'll need to have 1 green building and 2 orange buildings. If I purchase a building, so I'll spend my coins to do that. So let's say I purchase this one, I'll put it here. There's going to be 2 things that you're going to look at, or 3 different things that you're going to be looking at for when you're purchasing buildings. One is going to be if it's going to give you income. Do you want income? The other thing is going to be is does it have people in it? Or does it have hearts in it? Because at the end of the game, you're going to take the number of your hearts and multiply it by your people, and that's your score. So you have to decide whether you want to go and get more income early on or income throughout the game so you can buy more of these expensive buildings, or do you want to start stacking up and getting points? Because you can only have 10 buildings in your area, so you have to be a little careful what you pick up. And again, you can only ever have 1 bonus card. So you might be also looking at the bonus cards and what they give and what you need to put out. One thing I want to mention real quick is you can't have duplicates of cards, so you can't have 2 of these apartment complexes, you can't have 2 of the schools. But other than that, you're just going to continue on until someone hits their 10th card, and then you'll finish up so everyone has equal amount of turns. After that, you're going to finish the end scoring, and it's just really simply going to be your citizens multiplied by your hearts. Whatever that number is, you win. If in case of a tie, the person with the most money left wins. If that's still tied, you both win. So that is how you're going to play Happy City. Let's go head back to the table here, and I'll give you my final thoughts. So I like Happy City. It's fun. It is a super lightweight game. Now, this game here is going to probably be best with a younger audience. So this game is probably going to be best to play with your kids or for kids to play. It's a very simple game. The only complex thing part of it's going to be probably the multiplication for the heart and the people. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy to teach. It's pretty quick to play. And it's pretty fun building your best little city in the game. So I think that if you're looking for a game that you can play with a younger audience, and that is going to be fun for you also to engage in, Happy City is probably going to be the game for you. So that's my thoughts on the game. Thank you for watching.